Have you ever looked at your hair in the mirror and wished that your hair could be more fuller, thicker, longer, and healthier? Maybe you have tried many of the market-based products which promises this miracle, but have ended up in disappointment. And even worse, they even damage your hair. Trust me, I have been through this and many of my patients. That's what made me turn towards nature and science. And in this nature and science, one ingredient which keeps coming up is the rosemary. I have been trying so many rosemary remedies in my life, but one rosemary water which I promised for all of you to try is this rosemary water. This is not merely a rosemary water. This is a boosted rosemary water. We have not included only the dried rosemary leaves, but we've included many more ingredients which will enhance its effect. So why to wait? Just let's go and see what the remedy is. Let's straight dive into the remedy. For this remedy, the first ingredient we would require is rice. This is not the normal regular white rice, but instead these are the black rice. Try to use black rice for this remedy as black rice is more potent than the white ones. When they are processed in the white one, the processing causes nutrients to deplenish, but the black rice has its nutrients more than the other one. If you do not have the black rice, you can still use the white rice, but if you have black rice, I would prefer that more. How much you have to take is very important. In this one, I'll be making a batch for at least 15 days. You can see how much I would make and then reduce or increases as per your need. I have added around 2 tablespoons of these black rice into a steel pan. If you have a steel pan or an iron pan, that's totally fine. You can use it whatever you have. Just make sure that it should be heat resistance. These rice will not only boost up your hair growth but also reduces the hair breakage and gives you a beautiful shine and makes your hair cuticle and your hair follicles more stronger and shinier. Now comes the next ingredient, which is a hero ingredient for today's remedy. This is rosemary leaves. If you have dried rosemary leaves, use it. If you have fresh, that's more good. But just make sure if you're using rosemary leaves which are fresh, you cannot make it for more than 15 days and you have to store it in a fridge or in a dry and cool place. Here in this remedy, I have taken around 2 tablespoons of dried rosemary leaves. So just make sure whatever and how much quantity you're taking for the black rice, equal quantity of dried rosemary leaves you have to take. If you are using fresh rosemary leaves, just use 2 stems of those. That should be sufficient. We all know how potent the rosemary is for your hair growth. If you are even bald, if you have bald patches, if you have receding hairline, if you have severe hair fall, just start using rosemary in the form of rosemary toner, rosemary oil, rosemary serum, and see the difference in few months only. Many of my patients have tried rosemary, especially in the form of rosemary essential oil mixed with the carrier oil, and they have already started observing a very evident difference in their hair growth. Now I'll be adding the water in it. Make sure to use the water which you use to for drinking purposes only. If you have hard water, make sure to boil that water at least for 15 to 20 minutes and then only use it. Whatever water you use, that makes difference in your hair and scalp health. I have been showing here 2 glasses. One is a big glass and one is a regular medium sized glass. I'll be using the big glass so you can see how much I'll be using here. This big glass, I'll be adding around 2 cups of water. If you're using small or medium glass, you can double the quantity of that. In the end, you just have to make sure that this quantity should be double of the rosemary leaves and the rice quantity. If you still have confusion, just to make it easy, for 2 tablespoons of rosemary leaves, you can use at least around 250 and maximum to up to 500 ml of the water. Now comes the next ingredient which is full of nutrients and minerals. Trust me, just use this ingredient in your daily life and see the difference. It has been said that these black seeds, or some people call it Nigella seeds, they have all the cure except for the death. So just start using it. You just need to know how to use it properly. Here in this remedy, I'll be using these black seeds or Nigella seeds around 1 tablespoon. You can make it more or less as per your requirement. If you have white hair, you can add it in more quantity, or if your hair color is not a problem, then just use it in 1 tablespoon. This will promote your hair growth, this will enhance your follicle and increase the blood circulation of your scalp. And to give this a potent rosemary water a kick, I'm adding chamomile flowers. Chamomile flowers are full of nutrients. They're not only useful for your hair growth but for your skin, but also you can use it as a regular tea and see the difference in your health. It is good for the weight loss as well. I have taken some quantity around a handful of these chamomile flowers and have added in it. Just this much quantity will suffice. Trust me, if you start using chamomile flowers in your regular shampoos, with your toners, with your hair oils, you will see a vast difference in your hair. Your hair will not only start growing profusely but will also gives you a beautiful shine. These two things, one is the chamomile flower and one is the flaxseed, which we are not using in this remedy, but if you want you can add them too. These two things will give you a beautiful shine and a lustrous look. Your hair will start growing longer and more stronger. Then I've given it a little stir and keep it on the flame. The flame is around medium and I will be keeping it for around 20 to 30 minutes. In this step, I'll showing you step by step guide for how to make it, which is very important to know. As you know that chamomile flowers and rosemary leaves are light in weight, so they're going to float on the top. However, the rice and the black seeds or the nigella seeds are heavier, so that's why they're going to sink at the bottom. So make sure to keep stirring it, but you do not have to stir it continuously. You can stir it in every 5 to 7 minutes just to make sure that all these ingredients are nicely amalgamated in this beautiful toner. You can see after 20 minutes the toner looks like this. This is so dark, the color has been changed, the potency of all those beautiful ingredients have been released in this water. Here I've strained it while it was hot, but if you want you can keep it as it is overnight in the pan. Just make sure to cover the lid of the pan and you can keep it for maximum 8 to 10 hours. But the other option is to strain it while it is hot. It also depends on your porosity and your hair type. If you want a detailed video on the hair type and hair porosity, just comment down below and I'll make a detailed video on it. I've strained it and you can see the beautiful color. Whatever is left over, do not throw it. You can either dry it and use it in another remedy, or you can just grind it, mix with the honey, mix with some yogurt and use it as a hair mask. This beautiful rosemary water is ready.